Hello everybody, it's Budrich again, and it's a new episode of Let's Linux. It's finally the time to demo my program i3wm, but I will give this a clickbaity title, I think. Minimize Windows in i3wm. Whoa. There, okay. With i3wm maybe. No, let's call it this. Minimize Windows in i3wm. But it will be, we will cover more things than just that. But I think that's a feature that many people miss in i3. And we will get that feature by using i3wm. I will close this terminal. And let's open up our Sublime and the config file and continue on that. First thing, we have to fix some problems that I made in the last one. If you download the files from GitHub, this will be fixed in that. But here I wrote the wrong variable name. It should be super. Whoops. God damn it. Super. And also we need to make a plus here, control plus direction. Alright, now we can change the header here to number 6. Minimize Windows in i3wm. Alright, so i3wm, you get that if you download i3as. Which you need to get i3wm and everything. Installation instructions are here on this page on the github /budrich/i3as. And the script that we will focus on today is called i3wm, and we can do this. I open a terminal, i3wm run-h. i3wm have two dependencies here, i3list and i3get. So first thing, make sure that you have those installed properly, which you should if you have installed i3as from GitHub. i3list and i3get. Just run those commands with the v flag and you will get the version number if it's correctly installed. Then we can do the i3wm-h again. Can make the font bigger for your convenience. Okay, this is a run erase hide script for i3wm. It looks for a window matching a given criteria. These are the actions taken depending on the state of the found window. If the found window is active and not handled by i3wm, mark and hide. If it's active and handled by i3wm, do nothing. If it's handled by i3wm and hidden, show container and activate. If it's not handled by i3wm and hidden, show window, activate. If it's not on the current workspace, go to that workspace. If it's not found, run command. We will go into detail on basically all of this, and it's actually I will add one object to the list here. If the window is not active but it is on the same workspace, it will activate the window. So it's lots of different actions, but you just have one command and different things happens depending on the state of the window you're searching for. Hidden in this context means that the window is on scratchpad. Show in this context means move window to current workspace. Usage. i3wm, one of these 5 options. A criteria if you use one of these with these options. And last, it's important that the E and the command is last. There are more details about that here. Okay, so Let's open a new terminal. Make it longer like this, and then we can make wmctrl-lx. You remember I showed you in a previous video, wmctrl is a program you can download. It's a very small, very good command line program to get information about your window manager. This works for different window managers and not just i3. Excuse me. Oh, or maybe, whatever. I almost sneezed. Okay, so when I run this, I get a list here of windows, and we can see Sublime Text window here. This is the instance name, and this is the class name. This is the window title. And then we have lots of urxvt windows with the same instance name and the same class name and the same title. So they are not good examples now, because we need a window that we can uniquely identify, and at the top here is the browser window. Here is the class name, and this long weird list of characters here is actually the instance name, and this is the window title of the browser. So let's take Sublime here. There's only one Sublime window. So if I type i3run, god damn it, instance, then Sublime Text. If I run this now, i3run will search for Sublime Text. Sublime Text exists. It is on the same workspace here, so it will just activate Sublime Text. We can try it, and it worked. But what if I close Sublime Text here now, and then we can add the E flag that needed to be last, and after E you have to write in a command, and it's the same command that you would use to launch a program from the command line. And you can make these commands advanced and put in like stuff like this, but let's not do that now. I think I will show you advanced usage in a different video instead. And it's important that this command that you put in after the E flag here, that command result in a window that matches the criteria given to i3run. So if I would put in another command here, let's say Vivaldi, it doesn't find Sublime Text, then it will launch the command, but then it will wait till it finds a window. So it's important that the command result in a window matching the criteria. But this should do that. So if I run this now, it will not find Sublime, so it launches it and it activates it. And if I run it now, even with the E flag, it will still activate it. We can also now, let's remove the E flag here just for show, and we take the class name here for Vivaldi, and then we put in the C flag, because C is for class, I is for instance, and T is for title. It's important that you use the right flag and right criteria. Okay, if I run now, it will search for Vivaldi, and since Vivaldi it will find Vivaldi, we know that here, but it is on a different workspace. It's not handled by i3wm, so then it will go to that workspace and activate Vivaldi. You see, it switched to workspace 2. But I haven't added this into the documentation here, but you can see it here. The S flag, if you run a command with the S flag, then it will bring the window to the current workspace instead of switching workspace. So if I run it now, it will bring Vivaldi to workspace 1 here. And I'm going to fix this right after I have recorded this video, because now it made the window tile, but it's supposed to stay in the same state as it was at the other workspace. And if I run it now again, it should just activate Vivaldi. and it does, but since it's tiled it doesn't bring it to the front like it does with other windows. Okay, so now we could add these to our config file. I will use the command here to activate Sublime. Launching. Remember in the last video I talked about that I have some preferences for keys that I like for certain applications. So as I wanted that for text editing, Sublime. So I can just copy this line here. Remember to put in the exe super s exe i3wm Sublime Text. And we could duplicate this and make the browser right away. I like that on F. It was Vivaldi stable. And it's a class, and the command to launch Vivaldi is Vivaldi snapshot in my case. I can save this. I can reload it. And now if I hit Super and F, it should activate Vivaldi. If I hit Super S, it should activate Sublime. And now we can also test this. This is what the video title, minimizing windows. Because if the window is active and not handled by i3wm, and i3run is run on that window, it will hide it. So now it hid the, Sublime is not on this workspace, it's not here on workspace 3 either. It's on a hidden workspace called the Scratchpad, which has workspace number -1. I think we can still see it with the here. Yeah, we can see -1 here and Sublime Text. Actually, this means that it's sticky, I think, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is on the Scratchpad. And if I run Super S again, it will just bring back Sublime. And if I would be on workspace 2 and run it, it will bring back it. And if I go to workspace 1 and run Super S, it will switch to workspace 2, since we don't have the S flag. So that's the basic usage of i3run. Now I don't use my layout script here, i3wm, at all. I just use i3run, and you could use this, and it also works on tiling windows, so I could send the Vivaldi here to the Scratchpad, bring it back, and it will, now it came back floating for some reason. I'm gonna fix this. There's a little issue here with floating and tiling. But this is how it works. And if you're totally uninterested about i3wm and my special layout and stuff, you don't have to watch more of the video now to know how this works, because now I will make some i3wm related settings to show you how it works together with the layout script. And it also makes a lot more sense to use i3wm with i3run. I will show you, because then you will use these keys to navigate instead of the cursor keys most of the time. Okay, we got this now. Let's make some rules for both these windows. Window rule. 2 new rules. One for Vivaldi, and the class name was Vivaldi stable. I want this in container A. I don't. If you haven't watched my video number 3, I think I call it i3wm. I go into detail about what's going on here. But basically, I set up rules here for what I want to happen when a window matching a criteria is first spawned. And I want both the Vivaldi and Sublime Text. Those are kind of main applications that I would like in the A container, because I like, yeah, my A container is my main container, we can say. It will become clear soon. Yeah, so save this, reload it, and we can bring back the browser. I exit the browser now, because the rules only applies when the window is first spawned. So I exit both the Sublime and I exit the Vivaldi. We can move this guy here. So if I hit the Super and S now, it should launch Vivaldi. It should apply the rule and set it to container A instead of making it floating like default. And if I hit the Super and F, it will launch the browser and put that in the same container, if everything works. You see, Vivaldi is a little bit slow on the startup, but otherwise it's a great browser. Yeah, and it worked. Both of these are tabbed now in the same container. Let's make some more rules. I actually want a terminal, so we can hide them easily. So yeah, let's exit this guy here, and this too. And this, sure, this is a good an i3 sensible terminal. It's not a bad idea to have this have this somewhere in your config in case everything breaks. It's very good to know that you can bring up a terminal. So I comment this out now, but I will use it on a different key, and then I copy it and replace this with i3run instance, and let's call this float term, because you remember all urxvt windows, they had the same instance name and the same class name, but this can be just by using a flag here in the urxvt command. Then you give it the name flag, and the name you set here, float term, so it's more clear. And the name you give to the name flag here will be the instance name of the window. So now when I run super return, it will look for a window with the instance name float term. It will not find that window. Then it will launch this command, urxvt with the flag name and float term, and it will create a urxvt instance with the instance name float term. I also want the S flag on this. We can reload the config. I hit super return, and it brings up our float term. It actually gives it the title float term here too. I can hide it, I can show it, I can hide it, I can show it, I can hide it, I can show it. I can go to workspace 2, and since we have the S flag, it will bring it here instead of switching to workspace 1, because this is nice. Now I like to have it like this, a floating terminal that I can get anywhere I am in my window manager, and easily hidden by using this. Okay, but I like more. I like terminals. Let's add one with shift plus return. And this one, let's call this one C term. And then we can also, while we're here, add one with control, and I guess you understand here my logic with using return and some modifiers always launches some kind of terminal. And let's call this tiled term. Okay, now we got the C term and the tile term, and these two we will make special rules for these. So let's go down to our window rules section. rules. The terminal with the instance name cterm. I named it that because I want it in the C container. And the terminal with the instance name tiled term. That is not something I want to handle with i3wm. I want a different thing happening there. I just want it to be normally tiled. Tiled to wherever the default position. Not taking any i3wm action. And you will see this is really cool. And this is like a bonus. I'm not using any special things at all here. This is just default i3 stuff you can do. Set the window to floating. Every window is floating, but if it's named tile term, it will be tiled. Okay, reload. And terminal. So if I hit super shift and return now, it will launch the C term, and the C term have a rule to always open up in, oh, we don't want the S flag on these guys. Reload. If I run super shift return here, it will open the C term in the C panel. Let's see if it works. It worked. It worked. A small little terminal here. And now I can show you this also. Let's open the normal terminal, super return, and i3wm-h. Make it a little bigger. If target window is handled by i3wm and it is hidden, show container and activate. I will show you that now. So here, this is the A container, this is the C container. In the A container we have two windows, we have Vivaldi and we have Sublime. And remember, if we move now the C container downwards, it will span the whole height here. So let's do that. Okay, and you remember in the A container, Sublime was focused. So if I run super and F to show my Vivaldi window now, it will bring back the whole A container and focus Vivaldi, if everything is set correctly. And it is. So now I can use this Sublime, Vivaldi, and I can hide the C term. I can show the C term with the just super shift return. Really convenient. But what about this control return, the tile term? What was my point there? Check this out. This is really cool. Now I am active in the A container, which is a tabbed container. If I run super control return, it will spawn this tile term, which have the rule to just tile the window. And that means it will tile it and it will put it in the active container. So if I run it here, I get a terminal here in the A container. And if I would be in the C container and run that command, it will put the container in, or didn't it work now? Ah, that's right, that's right. We shouldn't use the tile container. We shouldn't use i3run here, because i3run, it toggles. It does. I want this command to always open a new container, because we can have several windows with the same instance name. It doesn't matter. It would matter for i3run. So remove this line. So we just execute urxvt with the named terminal called tile term, which we have a rule for at the bottom of our script. Reload. Okay. I go to the C container and hit super control return. It will spawn the tile term and it should appear in the C container here. and it does. I can do it again, and now I got 3 windows. And remember the layout toggling thingy, Super and G. Now these containers are split horizontally. Now they are split vertically, you can barely see them, and now they are tabbed again. And if I'm in the A container, I run super control and return, it will open a terminal in the A container. So this is a really neat way. If you have all the four containers and you just, I want a terminal here, then you just press this thing. Super duper nice. Okay, are we done there? Yeah, basically this is how i3run works. And I thought I will continue here to just add my IRC client. Well, this is not I will add my IRC client, I will add ncmpcpp, my npd client, and I will also add my file manager here, but it's just the same thing again over again here now, just identifying those windows and launching them. The only difference is we can do it here shortly with the IRC client, for example. Super a exe i3run instance name irc, because that's the name of the IRC client, and then the command is e, and this is also your xvt name flag, have to put in irc, and then we also have to give, I guess this is confusing now, this e flag here, it belongs to i3run, and everything inside here, it can contain basically anything. It will be evaluated as a separate command by i3run. So now I will give the urxvt command that I want to launch if it can't find irc. That will also have the e command, but that is totally unrelated to i3run here. And it means basically the same thing. This is the command that I want urxvt to launch when it spawn this particular window. And that command is also called irc. There. And let's make a rule for this. I want this one in the D container. Call it irc. Reload, and now if I hit the super and A, it will launch a terminal, and irc will be launched automatically with the E command there. I have actually made, since it's so annoying to write the same thing over and over again, and this is not, I think it could be done with i3 variables here, but it's not a pretty solution. So I have made, this one is not so pretty either, but it just makes the config file cleaner. And I think I will touch up that script a bit to make it more dynamic. But you have a command called i3term-h, or it's called i3term. It's also available in the i3s. It it does this automatically. So you just run i3term and then a command, and then it will create a urxvt window with the same name as the command, and it will launch the command. And it will also it will put all this into one line. So we could replace this and also i3run here, replace that with i3term instead, and then just irc. I just think it looks much cleaner and easier to edit and stuff in the config file. I can exit irc, I can hide this terminal, reload the config, and now if I hit super A, it should give the same results as the last one. You see. Another benefit that this one has is that if I would quit irc here, then it will keep the terminal window. when you run your XVT with a command like that, it will exit the window when the command exits. But this will, yeah, it will do this instead. But I will modify this i3 term, I haven't done that now, and give that also the E flag, because if the E flag isn't given, then it will launch a command with the same name as this first parameter. But what if you want some command flags to your command, or a different command or whatever, and you don't want a window with the name irc-h-s file name or whatever, you know. So I will add that, it's no big deal. Okay, we have the irc. I also want ncmpcpp window rule. We can put that in the B container. And then reload C. Whoops, now we have an error somewhere. These error screens are so strange sometimes. ncmpcpp, it have to be, have to do with this. Ah, it's the same key, we can't have that. D. I reload, and now if I hit D, it opens ncmpcpp here in the B container, and irc is here. But it's irc can kill irc, and we can launch it again. There it is. And I can see now I have set the split sizes here. I would rather have them the opposite, but it doesn't matter. And now I could just focus browser with super F. I could hide, move it to the left to span it the whole width. I can move it upwards to span the whole height. And now I could just super A to show the irc in the side panel here with it remembers the size and everything. It's pretty good. Yeah. Did it actually remember this? Yeah, whatever. It should. And we can switch sides here of irc if we wanted to. It is. And then the ncmpcpp, it still shows it in the right container. Or in the left container, but it's the right, yeah, whatever, you get it. And this is i3 run, my friends, and I'm very happy with this script, and it's something that you can use even if you don't use i3 4. It is very useful. It is very, very useful. There appears to, I can see now, it appears to not switch the split sizes here as it's supposed to, because now it got the whatever, it almost works. And you don't do this. I just showing off the features now, but do you think that you often switch the sides here of the side panels and it works very good anyways? And I will just post an issue if you find one on the GitHub page. Just go here to i3s and file an issue here and just write whatever. Budrich, what is this? This doesn't work, this happened, I would like this feature. Just write it there and I will look at it and I will answer whatever it is. If I feel it's something that I don't feel is appropriate to implement, then I will tell you that. I will not just ignore this. I really want to improve this. And I'm very happy with all the input, all the critique is helpful for me. So don't be afraid to file an issue if you find one. I want to thank you so much for watching my little series here. I'm very happy that I got some viewers, and I hope you find my stuff useful. I don't know what the next video will be about. Maybe we should just have like a cozy little video and make some rising. I can show you a bit how to change the colors and fonts and whatever, and maybe we can fix this bar, or maybe I shouldn't even touch that stuff because yeah, it's rising, you know. Or maybe we will look at something completely different. I also want to start making some Sublime tutorials. And the thing is, I wanted to make this i3wm videos because now I can use this in my videos. It would just confuse people if I would use this layout that no one have seen before. It would like distract from the purpose of the real subject of the video. But now I have shown how my window manager works, or how my i3 layout and stuff works. So now I can use this in future videos. But I also want to make some tutorials and stuff about Sublime, which is my main editor that I use. So I can start using that without confusing people too. Maybe I do sometimes, but I don't think so. Yeah, I think you understand the concept of multiple cursors and whatever. But there are much more to Sublime than just that. And I would like to make some tutorials, and I have written a lot of articles and stuff about this that I soon will publish. And then when that is done, I think this will be more, yeah, I have lots of scripts that are, some of them are work in progress, some of them I use constantly. And I write more scripts than I make videos, and I could make a video about everyone, and we could make videos when we are on the same page on how the editor and stuff works. We can also make videos about making scripts, because it's really fun and it's really good to know how to make shell scripts. We'll see. I will keep on making videos anyways. Nah, I know now. The next video, it will be advanced i3 usage. I found a crazy thing you can do, and I'm so happy with the results. It's really cool. That is what the next video will be about. And I will record it right away. And I also just figured this is wrong. This is the AC split. This is between AC. I want the BD split here to be positive. So I'll change that. Okay, I will upload every files to the GitHub repository for Let's Linux, so you can get the right configuration for the right video. You can check out my homepage. There are links in the description on the YouTube page, whatever. Have a great day. Have a great day. Stay free. Bye.